colder a beer is brewed, the better it tastes, which is why there are so many ice beers around. You can drink any ice beer, or you can drink the coldest ice beer. My ex-girlfriend ice beer.
It takes at least 2 years of emotionally Arctic conditions to make this beer one bitchin' brew.
Because nothing is as cold as my ex-girlfriend! I'm a wonderful lover. I'm attentive. I like to think that I often come close to where I should be. I'm definitely often in the right area. You know, I mean, not exactly always right smack dab, but pretty darn close. And I'm satisfied with that. That's basically selfish.
And I love stuffed animals all around and pillows on the bed and like candlelight dinners and
Do you like pink satin?
romantic stuff.
Do you like
Romantic stuff.
Do you like pink satin?
No, I'm very
No.
masculine when it comes to those type of things.
I like to think that I make love as a science. Some women are talking about length as making a difference. Some people say that weight makes a difference. I like to think that density makes a difference. I like to think that frequency, variation of oscillation makes a big difference. I am a scientist. I'm a scientist of love.
Turpin.
Mrs. Jones, please send in my next appointment. Yes, hello. It's very good to meet you, Mr. Bloody Axe.
My name isn't Bloody Axe.
Yeah.
It's Blood Axe. Eric Blood Axe. Scourge of the Mongols, the spoiler of the Saxons, destroyer of the Huns. Eric Blood Axe. He who maketh the Persians flee in terror. He who makes the Turks wet their pants at the very mention of his name. He who all the women of the Visigoths one day hope to taste of his manliness.
How nice. But let's just take a seat and have a look at your resume, shall we? Yes, let's just do that. I see here that it says that you have slaughtered many thousands of Danes, and that the Gauls curse your name across the length and breadth of their accursed land. All very, very impressive, to be sure, Mr. Bloodaxe. However, I just
brought the sample of my work.
A severed human head. And a very fine example of its kind, I must say, Mr. Bloodaxe. However, I do say that is a very, very interesting piece of jewelry that you're wearing. That is a human hand, is it not?
Yes, it is a gift from my wife, Freya. Freya Bloodaxe. Warrior, huntress, she-demon, lover. She's really a whiz when it comes to accessorizing.
To be sure. But as I was saying, Mr. Bloodaxe, impressive as your credentials may be, and I must be very upfront in saying that no applicant to this company has ever slaughtered just quite so many Danes as you have, or despoiled quite the thousands that you have, Mr. Bloodaxe. However, you are aware, are you not, that the position for which you're applying is that of accountant trainee?
The Normans have but to hear my name and they tremble in fear. The Lombards! Are you trying to tell me that I'm overqualified for this position? It's what I'm hearing everywhere I go. Mr. Thompson, please. I'm willing to start at the bottom. Accounting is all I've ever really wanted to do, ever since I was 10 years old, and I disemboweled my first enemy. As rewarding an experience as that was, I knew that destiny had something greater in store for me. Accounting. Please, Mr. Thompson, please, all I ask is a chance to live my dream.
Mr. Bloodaxe, much as I can understand your passion for numbers, I still have to say that with your, I feel that...
Mr. Thompson, may I show you something?
Well, I suppose so.
Ever since I began pillaging and plundering, I've kept a statistical account of all my activities. This is a chart which shows my pillaging to plundering ratio. And this is a graph that shows my total disembowelings throughout the years. This line shows the ratio of my disembowelings to my total killings. As you can see, the downward trend shows that I'm not just married to one way of doing things. I like to think of myself as a multifaceted individual, Mr. Thompson. One who is open to new ideas.
I might be making a big mistake here, but... Damn it, Bloodaxe! I'm gonna hire you. In fact, you remind me a lot of myself when I was just starting out. But let me warn you, Bloodaxe. If you thought that the Mongols and the Saxons were tough, just wait until tax time here at Rawlings, Evergreen, and Franklin. Why, we're gonna work you so hard, in fact, I'm going to put you under our toughest man. Mrs. Jones, please send in Mr. Cohen. Why, he'll find out PDQ if you have what it takes to become an accountant. Genghis, this is your new trainee.
"25th of October, 1865. The New England Standard Post, 1 Main Street, Amherst, Massachusetts. To the editor, please print the enclosed personal ad in this Saturday's edition of the Post. Sincerely, Miss Emily Dickinson." Single white female in search of nice man, nice quiet man. In search of quiet yet romantic older gentleman. In search of quiet, romantic, virile, kindred spirit for long talks, extended discourse, holding hands, lightly fingering souls through our mortality, and spending time staring from attic windows at the hopeless, gray New England rain. Because I could not stop for love, please kindly stop for me. Dash. This solitary, anemic female soul seeks her own society. Wild nights, dash, wild nights, were I with thee, wild nights should be our luxury. Rowing in Eden, dash, ah, the sea, might I but more, dash, tonight, dash, in thee. No fatties.
Yes, but we are all heterosexual men.
Because
There's no problem here.
How do you know when you're in love with a woman?
Is she breathing?
Me crazy, drives me wild. I think tampons and that whole part of femininity is really fascinating. I
It's
don't
so
think
technical.
that
It's like sports
men
cars.
generally don't like to discuss, but it's very neat to think about the workings of a woman and that they're actually flushing out their insides once every month and getting themselves ready for
life.
the gift of life.
For the gift of life.
And a lot of guys just look at it as blood coming from their sex.
I just love talking with you. I just love being with you, holding hands. Just that, just the whole essence of you is just wonderful. And I wish I were a woman. I wish I were a woman.
Hi, honey. Kill anyone today?
Did I kill anyone? I'm not a doctor. I'm a postal worker. Hi, I'm Mark David Wayne. I've been a postal worker for 20 years. You may have seen some of my blue-collar brethren on the evening news, usually after the newscaster says, before turning the gun on himself. Those are disgruntled postal workers. I am a gruntled postal worker, which means that even though I am a loner and keep to myself, the way I alleviate job-related stress does not endanger human life. Right, Betty?
That's right, Schnookums.
How, do you ask? Have I managed to work in an office for 20 years with no windows, no air conditioning, limited human contact, no hope for a future, and still suppress my need to hunt humans for sport? How? Do I suppress that all-encompassing urge? Many ways. Interpretive dance, nude figure drawing, writing letters to my shoes, and the forgotten art of hamster pedicure. See my wife, Betty? I met her in an isolation chamber. Isn't that right, Wilma?
That's right, Pooh Bear.
Yes, the post office is your friend. I am a gruntled postal worker, which means the voices inside my head are no different than yours and mine. And to all my disgruntled brothers out there, stop. Before you leave that note for the cops to find, go back and talk to the mirror for some more. You'll find that it's just not worth it. So remember the zip code, and as always, have a nice day. Roseanne! It's time for America's Most Wanted. I thought I saw one of my co-workers on there.
If I told you that my brother Frank would sell in a new 96 El Grillo Coupe for under factory invoice, you'd say that was quite a bargain. If I said my brother Frank would sell you the four-wheel drive mustard machine for less than the price of any other car on the marketplace, you would take home a few. And if I said that my brother Frank will give you a brand new, fully stocked 96 T convertible, complete with air, power windows, power brakes, driver and passenger airbags, CD stereo, and vanilla aroma air fresheners for common household items, you might call my brother Frank strange. And you'd be right. But not only is he strange, he is brain damaged. Come on down to Brain Damaged Frank's, because right now he's selling that 96 El Grillo Coupe for a pretty bouquet and a bottle of Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo. Until we run out, you can drive home in a mustard machine for a spatula and a plastic blue wiffle bat. And if you're one of the first 20 customers to rush down to Brain Damaged Frank's, Frank may give you $5 to drive home in that new T convertible. Rush, and I mean rush on down to Strain Frank's while these bargains last. You won't want to miss it. unless you need a new TV. Because to anyone who misses out on these outrageous automobile prices, Frank will give away a TV watcher, 29-inch color television, complete with mini satellite dish, absolutely free. God bless brain damaged Frank.
Brain damage Frank. Close.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You've come, as I knew you would.
Are you always this arrogant, this insufferably cocksure of yourself?
When I know what I want, what you want, perchance care for a game of billiards,
No,
cards,
rather not.
foosball.
Perhaps later. Oh, this is madness, insanity. Why is this happening to me? Why me, of all the women in the world? Why not my sister Valerie? Surely she's a fairer face than I. Certainly she's of readier wit. Why not her?
Because, my dear, Valerie has a big fat ass.
Oh,
But enough talk of your sister. Arm wrestle?
oh, this is madness, insanity.
Is it madness to follow the call of one's heart? If that be madness, then yes, call me mad. Is it insane to want something so badly that one would risk the world? If so, then yes, I am insane. Is it madness to rub under a deviled ham all over one's body? To shove a chihuahua down one's pants? To roll about on the ground and make howling noises whenever one hears the word father?
Father?
Oh, 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 oh. If all this be madness, then yes, indeed, Rooney, I am mad, and glad of it. Have I told you how beautiful are your eyes?
No, you haven't, but there is my husband.
The devil take your husband! Have I told you how you excite me?
No, he is killed to defend my honor.
Have I told you I'm a bleeder? I can't show you a note from my doctor. Oh, gosh, what time is it anyway? Must be that blasted scarlet fever. I have no penis. However, I have so enjoyed this all-too-brief visit of yours and do so look forward to our next rendezvous.
Oh, if you only knew how much I hate him. Everyone lives in fear and terror of him, but I know you are not afraid, my dearest. He is nothing but a bully and a coward. And if not for his enormous size and strength, I'm sure he would fear his own shadow. His years in an elite assassination team in the army have given him a false sense of bravado which makes up for his lack of courage. Oh, if only those men in Portland, Wichita, Buenos Aires, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the Quad City areas had stood up to him. Oh, if only someone had had the courage to testify against him when he killed those 7 gentlemen friends of mine in Manayunk. But I know this monster's trail of blood and violence will end here and now with you, my brave, brave warrior.
Yes, you bet. Your love gives me the strength of 10 men. Or at least 7 or 8. Yes, let's definitely call it 8, shall we? No, 7. 6 burly men. Of course, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to thrash Godzilla within an inch of his psychopathic and terrifying life. However, there is the problem of my religion, which unfortunately forbids me from making a fist, except when I... But that's not important. What is important is... Hark! Do I hear the paperboy making his delivery? Paper, do be a dear and get it, won't you?
Beloved, dearest, the paper wasn't there. I'll wager he is girding his loins to do battle against that swine of a husband. May God grant you strength, my stallion. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes I'll follow, I'll follow,
Taxi.
I'll follow. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Oh, taxi!
Makeup man! It's oppression, man! Just another tool of the establishment, just to bring us down! They say we gotta wear it, but who are they? They want to control us with their lipstick and their mascara and their liquid foundation, but not me, man, because I won't wear it. I won't perpetuate the objectification of women. I won't.
I'm sorry, little boy. I'm sorry.
I'm a woman! Do you swear you'll always be absolutely and totally honest about our relationship? I swear it to you.
I've sworn it before. I'll swear it again.
I'm yours, because when I couldn't get the man I loved the most, I got the one who annoyed me the least.
I'm yours because none of the smart girls would go out with me.
When you treat me indifferently, but you treat everyone else like crap, I know you're the man for me.
The sound of your constant howler monkey nagging is as comfortable to me as an old pair of jeans.
I love your credit and your cable TV.
I love your cheap tastes. You're so easily impressed.
I love you because I can borrow your clothes.
Me too. And being with a woman doesn't make me seem like a complete loser.
I love you because you're the only one who's never raped me, even though I asked. And I want you because seeing me with you tears my father's heart out.
Yeah. Isn't it great?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's frightening. I don't know where your psychosis stops and mine begins.
I love you because I'm hot for your brother. And your mom, Dottie.
I love you because you remind me of my mother, especially when you're naked. And I want you because the fruit of your womb will help me create a master race of atomic supermen.
I promise to demand the nurturing you don't know how to give, and then not tell you when something is wrong.
I swear with all my heart that I'll always get defensive when you criticize me, and then never give you a chance to communicate with me ever again by any means necessary.
I promise always to think you're a jerk if you do too many guy things, and to think you're a fag if you don't.
You are meant for me, or at least brunettes are.
I commit my heart to you for all time, or at least until I discover I've made a really big mistake.
I love you.
I love you.
chicken! I won the 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 chicken!
Ralph, I hope you didn't leave the building on your coffee break, Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph. You're not allowed to leave the office during your coffee break, Ralph. Is he, Chris?
The building can only be vacated at lunchtime, Ralph.
He probably went to see his psychiatrist.
I don't need a psychiatrist anymore. I won the chicken! You can all go to hell now. You can all kiss my ass with your cheap office politics and your cheap backstabbing. I don't need it anymore. I don't need the personal vendettas and the cliquey little in crowds I never was part of anyway. I will no longer have to contribute money to another collection because Debbie's cat has to have an operation. Meow, meow. I will no longer be responsible for your whining insecurities and sideways glances. Calm down, Ralph. Don't you patronize me, George. Don't you patronize me. You with your yearly pool parties and your dysfunctional son and your clingy wife, who, by the way, is having an affair with Chris.
But you won't say anything to Chris, will you, George? Oh, no. Because Chris is the boss. Chris is
Lord God Almighty here. Who would ever dare stand up to Chris? Not you, Debbie. Not you. Every chance you get, you're adjusting your pantyhose around Chris. You're cornering him by the coffee machine. You're pouting because you think it makes you look sexy. Well, I hope you're very happy together because you both have bad breath. But why am I getting so upset? I don't need this anymore. I don't need your appraisals of my work performance. I don't need your arrogant approvals. And I don't need this boring, humdrum, brain-numbing job anymore because I won the chicken. I won the chicken!
I love you, Ralph.
Of course you love me. I won the chicken. But you wouldn't entertain me 3 months ago when I first asked you out. I even bought a new shirt just in the hope that you would say yes, you bitch! But I knew when I won the chicken all that would change. I knew when I won the chicken all your attitudes would change towards me. Oh, shut it! Because at last life is going to be sweet because I won the chicken! I feel like chicken tonight. Like chicken tonight. Cause I want the chicken, you know what I mean. I do a little turn with the chicken. Strike up the music, the fantasy, of the raw poultry polka.
You know, it's a good thing he didn't win the glazed ham.
I think they take them for granted. Very much. They take them for granted, don't you think?
I take them whenever I can get them, Tim. Their minds.
Their sores.
For me, it's the movie Tootsie when he says, being a man was a woman being a man. Something like that. I like it when they have a car. I don't actually drive. So like if she has a car, I think it's very romantic and useful.
Is there anything a woman might ask you to do that you would refuse?
Go to their parents' for Christmas for. Oops, is this going to be shown on TV?
We are all heterosexual.
It's time to get closer.
Turban.